Mr. Anderson, if you were an officer, your rank would be Captain Photocopy. Can you even read a logistics manual? Rear Admiral Marcus Donovan throws that line into the military courtroom at Naval Base San Diego. The room erupts. Yo officier schlug. Lieutenant Foster, the prosecutor, laughs loudest. Brianna Anderson, 42, sits at the defendant's table, gray blazer, hair pulled back tight. No rank, no badge. The admin secretary everyone treats as invisible. Today, she stands accused of forging transfer documents, causing a weapon shipment worth millions to vanish. The prosecution paints her as greedy, simple, bought off by arms dealers. Brianna does not cry. She looks straight at Donovan. Higher than yours, sir. You just don't know it yet. The laughter dies, then doubles. Foster slams his hand on the table. You think you're what? A special agent. Master Chief Petty Officer Raymond Garrett, 56 years old, 32 years in service, does not laugh. He sits in the advisory row, staring at Brianna's hands. The way she places her palms flat on her thighs. The faint callus on her right index finger from thousands of hours marking tactical maps. The way she breathes 4 seconds in for hold, 4 out. That is not how a secretary breathes. He writes one line. Check her service record. All of it. Foster reads the charges like reading a verdict already decided. Article 132, Fraud against the United States. Unauthorized transfer of military property. He clicks a remote. The screen fills with evidence. Login records. Username B. Anderson. Digital signature on transfer forms. This is your username, correct? Yes. This is your digital signature on 16 separate transfer authorizations. Yes. Then you admit you authorized the transfer of 40 M4 rifles, 22 M9 pistols, 12 tactical radios, and 4 advanced targeting systems. I admit my credentials were used. Foster smiles. Your credentials? As if someone stole them. The presiding captain leans forward. Miss Anderson, do you have any evidence to support this claim? I request access to the chain of custody logs. Both layers, unclassified and classified. Fusta cuts in fast. You do not have clearance for classified logs. Brianna's voice stays level. Naval Supply Logistics Instruction 4472 states that any defendant in a fraud investigation has the right to review custody documentation relevant to their case, including dual-layer logs. The room goes quiet. Garrett writes another note. She knows NavSup logins by number. Exact code. Foster recovers. Financial records. 3 deposits over 6 months. $5,000, $8,000, $12,000. All from offshore accounts. Care to explain these? I do not control that account. But it's in your name? Yes. Admiral Donovan stands. I have been in naval special warfare for 3 decades. Miss Anderson, if you were running an actual espionage operation, you would not leave your name on every document. Either you're the dumbest criminal I have ever met or you are lying. The room laughs. Brianna does not flinch. 4 in, 4 hold, 4 out. Garrett watches her chest rise and fall with perfect rhythm. He has seen that breathing pattern in combat medics under fire, in special operators waiting for the green light. He writes, tactical breathing. Why would a secretary know tactical breathing? The presiding captain looks at the clock. We will recess until 1300 hours. As Brianna stands, 2 security personnel approach. Garrett stays seated, watching her walk, balanced, weight on the balls of her feet. No wastid motion. He approaches Special Agent Carla Brooks, an NCIS investigator. Brooks, you saw that. I saw she's either the worst spy in history or something else is happening. Garrett hands her his notepad. Check her record. Something is wrong. Brooks reads the notes. You think she's not just a secretary? A secretary does not know combat breathing. A secretary does not cite logistics instructions by exact number. A secretary does not stay that calm when facing 20 years in prison. I'll make some calls. The holding area is a small room. Concrete walls, fluorescent lights, 1 metal table. Brianna sits, hands flat on the table. Foster enters with Dylan Chase, a nervous 26-year-old IT security officer. We need to verify your identity for the record. Dylan brings the fingerprint scanner over. Right hand first, ma'am. Brianna places her hand on the glass. The scanner beeps. Green light. Dylan checks the laptop. His eyes narrow. He looks at Brianna, then back at the screen. Foster notices. Problem. Dylan hesitates. No, sir, just the file is loading slow. Foster leaves. Dylan lingers, face pale. You saw something, Brianna says quietly. Dylan swallows. I don't. He closes the laptop fast. I need to go. Outside, Dylan walks fast. When he scanned her fingerprints, the system pulled her full record. For 2 seconds before the file encrypted itself, he saw words that made no sense for a secretary. Commander. Naval Special Warfare. Clearance level TS/SCI. Status. Active. Assignment. Classified. Then the screen went blank. Access denied. Contact NCIS for authorization. Dylan stops in the hallway, hands shaking. Someone is lying. In the IT control room, Dylan opens the personnel database. Types Brianna Anderson. The basic file appears. Admin secretary. Clean record. He tries to access the deeper files. Access denied. Authorization required. Contact Naval Criminal Investigative Service. His supervisor, Chief Ramirez, walks over. Chase, you good? Dylan forces a smile. Long morning. Across the building, Brooks sits at her desk. She dials a number. NCIS headquarters, I need a personnel deep pull. Name and DOB, Anderson, Brianna Catherine. April 14th, 1983. Long pause. Ma'am, that file is restricted. You need O6 approval or higher. Brooks sits up. Restricted? She's an admin secretary. Ma'am, I cannot confirm details without proper authorization, but I recommend you contact JSOC liaison immediately. JSOC. Contact JSOC. They'll know what to do. The line goes dead. Brooks stares at the phone. JSOC. Naval Special Warfare. Restricted file. She grabs her jacket, walks fast toward the courtroom wing. She needs to find Garrett now. The cafeteria is half full. Foster sits with other JAG officers, laughing. One grins. So Captain Photocopy, huh? Foster shakes his head. The woman is delusional. They share memes in their group chat. Brianna's photo badly edited. Secretary of betrayal. Garrett sits 3 tables away, watching. His jaw tightens. He finishes his coffee, walks out. In the hallway, Brooks grabs his arm. Garrett, I made the call. Her file is restricted. JSOC level. Garrett's eyes narrow. JSOC does not protect admin staff. Exactly. Whoever she is, she's not what they think. Then why is she letting them charge her? I don't know, but if we push too hard, we might blow whatever operation she's running. Garrett checks his watch. 12:15. We have 3 hours. Not enough. Then we better move fast. Brooks enters the holding room. Miss Anderson, I'm Special Agent Carla Brooks, NCIS. Your file came back restricted. JSOC doesn't get involved in logistics fraud. Brianna's voice stays calm. If my file is restricted, you already know I cannot answer that. So you're not denying it? I'm not confirming it. Brooks sits back. You're letting them destroy you in there. Foster is building a case that will put you away for 20 years. Sometimes the best way to catch a rat is to let it think the trap is empty. Brooks feels a chill. You're bait. Brianna does not answer. If you're running an operation, I need to know, because if Foster pushes this to court-martial, it goes on the record. Public. Belmano. Then I hope your investigation moves faster than his. Miss Anderson, if you are who I think you are, you're playing a dangerous game. Agent Brooks, I've been playing this game longer than you've been with NCIS. Trust the process. Brooks leaves. Brianna looks at the camera. Someone is always watching. And somewhere in this building, the person who stole those weapons is starting to sweat. In the IT control room, Garrett closes the door. Chase, you scanned Brianna Anderson's fingerprints this morning. What did you see? Dylan's face goes white. Nothing, Master Chief. Son, I've been in the Navy for 32 years. I know when someone is lying. You saw something that scared you. Dylan whispers, her file. It flagged. Commander, Naval Special Warfare. Clearance level TS/SCI. That locked me out. Garrett nods slowly. Does Foster know? I don't think so. Good. Keep it that way. Dylan opens the server logs, filters by user access to the procurement system. 3 names come up with clearance high enough to authorize transfers. One of them is Admiral Donovan. Dylan's stomach drops. He checks the access times. 0300 0430 0215, all when the building is nearly empty. He cross-references with the weapons transfer dates. For exact matches, he texts Garrett, "Need to meet now. Found something." Garrett replies, "Server room. 5 minutes." Dylan grabs a flash drive, copies the logs. His supervisor appears. "Chase, where are you going?" "Server room. Routine maintenance." Ramirez looks at the flash drive. "What's on that?" "Backup files for the trial." Ramirez studies him. "You look nervous. Everything okay?" "Yes, Chief. Just a long day." Ramirez leaves. Dylan walks fast. He doesn't see Ramirez pull out his phone. Chase is digging. Might be a problem. The server room is cold. Garrett is already there with Brooks. Dylan hands over the flash drive. "You need to see this." Brooks plugs it into her tablet. Donovan. He accessed the procurement system 14 times in 6 months. All at night, all matching the transfer dates. Dylan points to another file. Also pulled financial records. He has 3 offshore accounts. Deposits totaling $1.2 million. Brooks looks up. "Where did you get financial records?" "That requires a warrant." Dylan's face goes red. "I may have exceeded my access level." Garrett almost smiles. "Good." Brooks checks her watch. 12:45. We have 15 minutes before the hearing resumes. We need to bring this to someone higher than Foster. Coronel Wu, Inspector General. They move fast, but none of them notice the camera in the corner with a blinking red light. 2 floors up, Admiral Donovan watches the live feed. His face is stone. He picks up his phone. "We have a problem." The afternoon session begins at 1300 sharp. The courtroom fills. Foster arranges his notes. Brianna is brought in. Admiral Donovan enters last, arms crossed. The presiding captain bangs his gavel. "Lieutenant Foster, you may continue." Foster stands. "Your Honor, the prosecution rests. We request immediate recommendation for court-martial." The captain looks at Brianna. "Miss Anderson, do you have anything to say?" "I request a system audit. Full access logs for all personnel with procurement clearance, including flag officers." The room goes silent. Donovan's hand tightens on the armrest. Foster recovers fast. "Your Honor, this is a stalling tactic." Brianna's voice stays level. SECNAV 5210.1, paragraph 6, subsection Delta. Any defendant in a fraud case involving military property has the right to request third-party system audits. The captain looks at Foster. "Is that accurate?" Foster flips through his manual. His face reddens. "It applies," Brianna cuts him off, "to any fraud case involving government property, including weapons, including logistics, including this case." The captain sighs. "We will take a 30-minute recess. If Miss Anderson is correct, we will discuss how to proceed." Donovan stands, walks out fast. At 1,400 hours, alarms blare. Red lights flash. "Attention, all personnel. Security Protocol Tango Romeo is in effect. All exits sealed. This is not a drill." In the holding room, Brianna opens her eyes. Right on time. The PA crackles. All personnel report to assigned stations. In IT control, Dylan stares at his monitors. Red alerts flash. Someone is accessing the system from outside. Chief Ramirez runs in. "Chase, what's happening?" "Someone is pulling data from the legacy logistics system. The one we decommissioned 3 years ago. That system is air-gapped. It cannot be accessed remotely." Dylan points at the screen. "Then explain that." Ramirez grabs his radio. "Security, we have an active breach. Initiate full system lockdown." Brooks enters the holding room. "You knew this would happen." Brianna stands. "I knew someone would panic when the audit started. The system is being hacked from outside. Not from outside. From inside. The external access is a decoy. The real breach is happening 3 floors above us. Server room, 2. Brooks stares. "How do you know?" "Because I designed the system. We need to get to that server room now." Brooks unlocks the door. "Let's go." They move fast through red-lit hallways. Garrett meets them at the stairwell, hands Brianna a radio. Second floor. Third floor. They push through the door. Foster stands in the corridor. He sees Brianna. His eyes widen. Commander Anderson? Brooks steps forward. Lieutenant, move aside. Foster doesn't move. He stares at Brianna. They said you were nobody. Step aside, Lieutenant. Foster grabs Brianna's arm. Who are you? Tell me the truth. He yanks her blazer hard. The fabric tears. The sleeve rips halfway down her left arm. Her left forearm is exposed. A scar. Long, jagged. The kind shrapnel leaves. Below the scar, a tattoo. Small, faded. A trident. An anchor. The number 7. Foster lets go, steps back. His face goes white. Garrett moves closer, stares at the tattoo. His breath catches. He has seen that insignia before, 20 years ago on the arm of a logistics chief who kept a SEAL team alive for 6 months in Ramadi. The old-school in-sublog units used to mark themselves before the Navy banned unit tattoos. That symbol meant one thing. You kept the warriors fed, armed, moving. Garrett's voice is barely a whisper. That's SEAL team logistics. Old school. Brooks looks at Brianna, then at the tattoo. Brianna pulls her blazer closed. Are we done here, Lieutenant? Foster cannot speak. He nods. Master Chief, we're running out of time. Foster turns, walks away fast. Brianna adjusts her blazer. Let's move. Everything has shifted. Garrett walks differently now, half a step behind. The way a senior enlisted walks near an officer. The server room is at the end of the corridor. 2 guards stand outside. Brooks shows her badge. NCIS. We have credible intelligence of an active breach. The guard doesn't move. I have orders. No one enters without Admiral Donovan's authorization. Garrett's voice cuts through. Son, that room is being compromised right now. You can either step aside or explain to a court-martial why you helped a traitor. The guard steps aside. Brooks opens the door. At the far end, someone crouches beside an open panel. A laptop connected by cable. The figure turns. It's Chief Ramirez. Freeze. Brooks draws her sidearm. Step away from the system. Ramirez stands slowly, hands up. You don't understand. I was ordered to secure the backups. Protocol doesn't involve copying classified files to an external drive. On the floor. Now, Ramirez drops to his knees. Garrett disconnects the laptop, looks at the screen. He's copying transfer logs, financial records, communication intercepts. Brooks cuffs Ramirez. Who ordered you to do this? Ramirez doesn't answer. Brianna steps forward. You've been on Ironclad Solutions payroll for 2 years. $12,000 a month. Ramirez's face crumbles. How do you know that? Because I've been watching you for 6 months. You and everyone else in this network. Brianna crouches to his level. You were the tech support. The one who set up the ghost accounts. You thought you were untouchable. Ramirez starts crying. I have 3 kids. College tuition. They offer me money. I didn't ask questions. You didn't ask questions when those weapons ended up in Syria. When a SEAL convoy got ambushed. 3 men died. One of them had 4 kids. Brooks hauls him up. Chief Petty Officer Ramirez, you're under arrest. They move back downstairs. The lockdown is still active. Officers crowd the hallways. Foster appears. What's going on? Brianna turns. Lieutenant Foster, in approximately 10 minutes, this entire case is going to be overturned. Foster's mouth opens. Nothing comes out. They reach the courtroom. The presiding captain looks confused and angry. The main doors burst open. 3 figures walk in. Vice Admiral Helen Cortez. 3 stars. Her face is hard, weathered. Beside her, Captain Mark Reeves, NCIS Director, and Colonel James Wu, DOD Inspector General. The room goes silent. Every officer stands. Cortez stops in the center. Where is Commander Anderson? Brianna steps forward. Here, ma'am. Cortez walks to her, stops 3 feet away. Then she salutes. Sharp. Crisp. Commander Anderson. Welcome back, ma'am. The room explodes with silence. Foster drops his tablet. Captain Reeves and Colonel Wu step forward. Both salute. Cortez turns to face the room. For those who do not know, Commander Brianna Anderson served 18 years in Naval Special Warfare Logistics. She designed the entire supply chain system for DevGru and SEAL team operations from 2008 to 2016. She held TS/SCI clearance plus Special Access Program authority. She coordinated logistics for operations in Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, Yemen, and classified locations. She pauses. In 2016, Commander Anderson was forced into early retirement following an internal investigation. That investigation was later found to be based on falsified evidence. The charges were dropped. Her record was sealed. Foster tries to speak. But ma'am, Cortez's gaze could cut steel. 2 years ago, NCIS and JSOC approached Commander Anderson with a proposition. Go back undercover. Work as low-level admin, use her knowledge to identify leaks, to find the people selling our weapons. She looks at Brianna. The commander agreed. She gave up her rank, her reputation, her identity. She let people mock her, insult her. Also, she could do her job. Brooke steps forward. Ma'am, we have evidence Admiral Donovan is involved. Financial records linking him to Ironclad Solutions. Cortez nods. We know. Commander Anderson has been feeding us intelligence for 18 months. Wu opens his briefcase. Based on Commander Anderson's intelligence, we have identified 8 officers involved. 3 commanders, 2 lieutenant commanders, 3 lieutenants. Additionally, for civilian contractors, all are being detained as we speak. Foster finally finds his voice. But the evidence, her username, her signature, the money. Brianna speaks. I left my signature intentionally. I used my own account. I let the money get deposited because I needed whoever was running this network to think I was a perfect scapegoat. You did exactly what they wanted, Lieutenant. You built a case against me. And while you were focused on me, I was documenting every transaction, every access log, every communication. I was the bait. And they took it. Foster's face goes from red to white. I didn't know. I know. That's why you're standing here and not in handcuffs. But you need to learn something, Lieutenant. Never assume the person in front of you is what they appear to be. The presiding captain stands. Commander Anderson, on behalf of this panel, I owe you an apology. Apology accepted, sir. Cortez pulls out her phone. This is Vice Admiral Cortez. I need a security team to intercept Rear Admiral Donovan. Consider him a flight risk. Detained for questioning. Reeves steps forward. Commander, we recovered a burner phone from Donovan's office. Messages reference next shipment and someone using the call sign Anchor 7. Brianna nods. Anchor 7 is the broker. We've been trying to identify them for 2 years. Wu adjusts his glasses. This investigation is far from over. Ironclad Solutions has contracts with multiple branches. Cortez looks at Brianna, which is why we'd like you to return to active duty. Full rank restored. Assignment at JSOC headquarters. The room waits. Brianna shakes her head. With respect, ma'am, I decline. Cortez raises an eyebrow. May I ask why? Because Anchor 7 is still out there, and they know I'm coming now. If I move to JSOC, I lose my cover. I've spent 2 years building this case. I'm not walking away until it's finished. Cortez studies her, then nods. Understood. You'll remain in your current assignment with full NCIS and IG support. Thank you, ma'am. Cortez turns to the panel. This hearing is concluded. All charges against Commander Anderson are dismissed with prejudice. She walks toward the exit, pauses at the door. Commander, I meant what I said. Welcome back. We never forgot what you did for us. Brianna salutes. Thank you, ma'am. They leave. The room exhales. Garrett walks to her, salutes. Commander, it's been an honor. Thank you, Master Chief. You saw what others missed. Garrett's voice is low. Ma'am, I've served 32 years. I thought I'd seen every kind of warrior. But you fight a war nobody sees. That's the hardest kind. Someone has to, Master Chief. Dylan approaches, hesitant. Commander, I'm sorry. I laughed. I called you names. You also pulled the logs that broke the case. You chose to do the right thing. That matters more than jokes. Dylan salutes. Sloppy. Uncertain. Brianna returns it. Crisp. Professional. You have potential, Petty Officer Chase. Don't waste it. Foster stands alone. He looks at her, tries to speak, fails. Brianna walks over. Lieutenant Foster. He straightens. Ma'am, I have no excuse. I should have dug deeper. You did what you were trained to do. But now you've learned something. Evidence can be manipulated. People can be framed. Your job is not just to prosecute. It's to find the truth. I understand, ma'am. If there's anything I can do, I will. Pull Admiral Donovan's travel log for the last 6 months. Cross-reference with procurement approval dates. Foster grabs his tablet. On it now, ma'am. 2 weeks later, Brianna walks through the logistics office. Gray blazer, hair pulled back. To anyone watching, she's still the admin secretary. But now when she passes officers, they step aside. Some salute when no one else is looking. Dylan appears with donuts. Ma'am, I brought these as an apology. Thank you, Petty Officer Chase. She drives home. Her apartment is small. She sits, opens her laptop. One new email. No sender. Just a photo attachment. The JAG building. Brianna walking up the steps. Morning of the trial. Bottom corner. An anchor symbol. The number 7. One word. Sentinel. She opens another folder. Anchor 7 investigation. Phase 2. Dozens of files. Surveillance photo. Financial records. A map with red dots. Washington, D.C., Norfolk, San Diego, Jacksonville, Pearl Harbor. Lines connecting them. A web. Another email arrives. Vice Admiral Cortez. Commander Anderson. We have movement on Sentinel Holdings. Possible connections to Pentagon procurement and foreign intelligence. Financial transactions traced to Russia and China. This is bigger than we thought. Advise operational status. Brianna replies, active. Ready to hunt. She closes the laptop, walks to the window. The sun has set. City lights glow. Somewhere out there, Anchor 7 is planning their next move. Somewhere officers are still selling weapons. Somewhere people are still getting killed. But Brianna is patient. She has been hunting ghosts for 2 years. She can hunt for 2 more. Or 10. Or however long it takes. She checks her phone. A text. Unknown number. Tower 4 sends regards. Anchor 7 is watching. See you soon. She deletes it. Smiles in the dark. I also finished tracing Sentinel Holdings. Connects to 12 shell companies. Ownership leads to 3 individuals. 2 retired generals, 1 former Pentagon procurement officer. Send a report to Agent Brooks. Already done, ma'am. Dylan hesitates. Commander, why did you come back? After they forced you out? You could have walked away. Brianna looks at him. Because walking away means the people who got those 3 SEALs killed would have won. Someone had to stop them. I was the only one who knew the system well enough to do it. Dylan salutes. Thank you, ma'am. Get back to work, Chase. We have more ghosts to hunt. Foster appears. He looks thinner, older. Commander, I pulled Donovan's travel logs. He was on base for every single transfer. Plus, he made 16 trips to D.C. Every time he met with Kepler and Associates. Brianna's eyes narrow. Kepler represents ironclad solutions. Exactly. Foster slides a folder across. Also found emails. Donovan was coordinating with 2 other flag officers, a Marine general and a Coast Guard admiral. Good work, Lieutenant. Send this to Colonel Wu. Ma'am, I also wanted to say I'm sorry. Not just for the trial, for how I treated you. The jokes, the group chat, the memes. You made a mistake. You owned it. You're working to fix it. That's what matters. Learn from this. Be better. He salutes. Thank you, ma'am. In a parking lot, Master Chief Garrett waits by his truck. Commander, what you did was more than a job. You let people tear you down so you could catch the people killing our own. That's sacrifice. That's honor. He salutes. Welcome home, Commander. We never forgot what you did for us. Her eyes are wet. Just a little. Thank you, Master Chief. That means more than you know. If you ever need anything, you call. I answer. Then watch. Let them think they're hunting her. They have no idea who they're dealing with. She closes her eyes, breathes steady, 4 in, 4 hold, 4 out. And in the silence, she whispers the words that will carry her through the next phase. Justice is not loud. It is patient. And tonight, we start again.